Hey, you're listening to episode 24 of the TA Pedals podcast. I'm Tristan.
And I'm Stephon.
What's up?
What's up?
Oh, it's weird because got this video going.
Oh yeah, we're recording
Yeah.
a video. Just a short. We're just take a short part of it and post it so you can see our faces when we talk.
Yeah, it's just something different to do,
Yeah.
And we've talked about going video in the future, but we just don't really have like the setup for it right now. But this is kind of a way to ease ourselves into it a little bit.
I mean, I would want to do, if we wanted to do video for podcasts the way we have it right now, it would have to be shorter podcasts. There's no way our phone's going to last an hour.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'm not in any rush to do video, but I mean, video's cool.
Me neither.
We'll do it when we're ready.
I feel weird on camera.
Yeah, you get used to it. We were watching my early YouTube videos earlier, and there's hundreds of videos on YouTube of me, and they're mostly private, so people can't dig into my past too much.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's nothing I wouldn't say now or whatever, but
yeah, there's some stuff. I don't know. I feel the same way. Like if I had videos like that, I probably wouldn't want people to see them.
yeah, I mean,
some of them are good.
Yeah,
but there's some that make you look like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, well, I mean, but the thing is, it was like 13 years ago.
Yeah, that's
so like it was the dark ages of the internet.
Yeah,
like before everything got so politically correct and whatever. So yeah, like I said some stuff, but like it doesn't really bother me, and it just doesn't. I mean, I wouldn't like. It's nothing that I am super ashamed of, but I just for PR purposes,
Yeah.
I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah,
Like I don't want to deal with people being angry about stupid stuff. So
yeah, we have a certain persona and reputation that we have now that we don't want to be tainted.
yeah. Exactly. We are working hard to build a particular brand, and what I did 13 years ago, as a funny kid, like just doing skits and stuff, and just saying wild stuff and doing wild stuff. I don't want it to factor into that because that shouldn't represent like us as a whole.
I mean, like even if Blippi rebranded himself and he seems to be doing okay now. So.
Right. Exactly. So. I'm not really that worried about it. But I've thought about like reviving that old YouTube channel and doing some new skits and music stuff. Copyright's a lot stricter now, so like playing covers of people's songs it's harder to do.
I mean, as long as you do your own take on it, I think that you're okay. Like you can sing someone's lyrics in your own style and not get copyrighted.
It depends on if the algorithm catches it, because if you use any piece of any material of anyone else's work to profit, I think whether it is money or otherwise, I think they'll put a copyright claim on it. You really, I mean, the gist of it is like you can't use other people's work to advance yourself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just gotten a lot more driven towards original content, which that's fine.
Okay, so I seen something the other day that was really interesting to me. So, are you familiar with Lil Nas?
Yes.
And how he got started?
Yes.
Okay, I find that extremely interesting.
Yeah.
How he was like a broke, doing nothing kid, and he just started like getting a following on Twitter, and then all of a sudden he's this big old artist.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I've talked about it a little bit in the past, like how certain artists use controversy to their advantage for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Madonna, Lady Gaga, with the meat dress and all the weird stuff. Miley Cyrus doing, all the weird stuff she did, the twerking, the nude bodysuits, like all that stuff.
Which she didn't
Um,
need to do. She was already big when she started doing that
right,
stuff.
but it propelled her career even that much further.
Yeah.
It just got ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, artists do stuff like that, and if you have the opportunity to do that, and um, as an artist, and you can do what you love and make a living at it, like, and you see that chance, you'd kind of be crazy not uh, to do what you have to do to make it.
Do we need to get a little bit more weird?
I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I really have. Like, I feel
I
like we're
don't
pretty tame.
I feel weird being weird.
Do you?
Yeah, I would feel weird. Like I can talk about weird stuff and I can be weird talking, Like I know on this podcast I've said some weird stuff that probably didn't make a lot of sense. But but me like dressing up in certain things or acting a certain way outside of my normal personality, I don't think I would be comfortable doing that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, I think, an uncomfortable thing that you kind of have to get used to.
Yeah.
And um, that's the thing, is like, I don't really want to do it. But um, if we want to get people's attention, I mean, I guess, like, you can look at what other people do and see the results from that. There's two ways to learn things: learn from your own mistakes or learn from other people's mistakes. And that goes for
You
their
know
successes too.
you know what we need?
What?
A giant squid costume.
Yes.
And you can play the guitar while you're wearing it.
Yeah, exactly. And all those extra arms would help me shred.
Oh heck yeah.
Have you seen the Beatronics videos?
Yeah, the like stop motion ones, or is that what you're talking
No,
about?
no, the ones where they're like sitting on a couch, like doing pedal stuff, but they have like bee masks on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, kind of the same thing. Like,
Yeah,
and it works for them, and it's pretty cool and
yeah, but their
entertaining.
their brand is bees. Our brand is just a couple of letters.
That's true.
So I mean, we can promote individual pedals that way.
Hey, how about this? I'll be a squid, you be a shark, and we'll just see what
Can I
happens.
be a baby shark? Do.
Oh God, no! I'm so tired of Baby Shark. My son, he watches Baby Shark all the time. And I was like, that's bad enough. But then he started wanting Baby Shark mac and cheese because he saw it at the store. And that's almost the only kind of mac and cheese he'll eat. I'm like, it's invading my life. I told everyone, I told my wife, my parents, Baby Shark's not allowed in my house. And then my parents, I think, went to this church fundraiser type thing, and they were helping kids like with backpacks and stuff for school. And then they had some left over, and one was Baby Shark, and they gave it to my mom, and he gave it to Benjamin, and so it got in my house that way. And then he started seeing it on TV. I was like, here we go, this is a nightmare. It's so bad.
I I can understand being annoyed with that having a toddler. That song came out after my kids were toddlers, so it never really bothered me that much. I could listen to it every once in a while and jam out with it.
Oh yeah.
But I could imagine hearing that song on repeat all day every day would drive me nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad now as it used to be.
Did you watch all the variations of it?
Yes, there's the monkey one.
No, I mean the original variations. Like they have some like they have the baby shark stuff on Prime.
Oh
Uh
no, I don't know
and
about that.
they have baby shark, and then they have like a Halloween version of it, and then they have like one where they do different ocean animals like dolphin and octopus and stuff like that. And they have like maybe like 6 episodes, and they're like different variants of the same baby shark, but they're different. So
Well, I don't know if it matters to you, but my phone just said that my storage is full, so you can stop your video if you want to.
okay,
We'll just make it out of that. But anyway, yeah, the baby shark variants kind of got out of control for a little while. Um, there was one that was it was like baby monkey banana, and there would be bananas falling and stuff, and I was like, "This is too much." Um, it was too much. I was overwhelmed by Baby Shark. But, whatever. I digress. It's what my son likes, and if it keeps him entertained, it's fine. I don't know. But anyway, um, so last week we talked about CIA mind control. The weeks before that, we talked about aliens and some crazy things like that, and those were pretty intense topics. Um, we were kind of wondering where we should go from there, and the truth is, we have no direction. It's we kind of wanted to take a week off from scheduling some stuff. We do have a guest in mind who wants to come on and talk with us about like conspiracies and stuff. And so we don't want to like overload you guys with too much conspiracy talks or aliens or whatever. So this week we're kind of just hanging out and chatting a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah. Uh This is what happens when you freestyle.
So yeah, we have some plans in the future to have a more full episode, but this one is just kind of like freestyle, and we're just we got the idea like, hey, let's record ourselves talking for a little while, and we could post a video, and that's pretty much as far as we got on ideas. But we're looking forward to future stuff. We got a video coming out soon.
That's true.
We're gonna do a small, like, soft release of it, and then we'll post it on everything after that. Yeah, I like it. It's pretty cool. It's definitely attention grabbing.
Yeah. We have another video coming out too, but that one's a secret. But be on the lookout for that. For some information about that. The video we're talking about. If you keep up with us on Instagram, you will have seen like a short little clip of me like down in my cellar, like talking about how we like almost gave up on the vampire squid pedal, and how we decided not to do that because that would have been a big mistake, I think. And so we decided to start shooting some video for that a while back. And, Stephon was like in the process of moving. And so we were like waiting for like video editing to come around and stuff when he got his computer set back up. And then like through the transfer of like the files or something happened and like lost a lot of quality. So I had to end up doing it, and it turned out like it's fine. Like that's how I feel. Like I think it's cool, but like we're working with what we have
Yeah.
for sure. And so I used some psychological editing techniques to manipulate you. Stefan and I have talked about like in the past how like some of the kids' TV shows like Cocomelon, like switch scenes. They switch what you're seeing every few seconds.
Yeah.
And it's like to keep kids interested and stuff. And like through some research, I realized that like it's not just kids that are like that. Like because we all use cell phones and we can, flip through social media so quickly when we get bored and whatever. Like video editing that's changed the way we edit videos and what people are interested in. And so I had to pretty much like cut in and out from scene to scene and different graphics and stuff like every few seconds hopefully it'll keep people interested. And it does make the video look more interesting because your eyes are constantly like refocusing
Like,
on
what's that? Oh,
yeah
what's that? What's
the
that?
new
What's that?
thing that's popping
What's that?
up.
What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that?
So yeah, but it's got. I went down. Okay. Listen, guys. I had to. When I was thinking about this video, I was like, okay, we've gotten to be really good friends with Homer, and he has the Doom Dungeon stuff, right? And so I was like, well, this pedal seems to be really good for like doom metal, and not just for doom metal, but good for doom metal. And so I was like, well, let's go that route. Like, let's try to make some stuff that's more geared towards doom metal. And so I was like, well, if I was going to shoot a video for that, how would I make it look like I was somewhere like in a cave or somewhere dark and dingy and there's like a ritual going on or something? And so I remembered recently seeing a pack of tea light candles at Walmart for like, they were like 97 cents for like 40 of them. And I thought they were black. And so I was like, okay, I could get that and like set it up on a table and make it look like it's some sort of ritual, like sacrifice to the pedal or something. Like, I don't know. And so the candles ended up being like a really dark green and they smell like pine or something. And I was like, you know what, on video you won't be able to tell it's not black. And so like I went and got the candles and set the table up and arranged everything. And I was down, I don't know if you guys know this or not. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the weather in Oklahoma, but it's been like 104 degrees, like if not more, every day. And so I went down in the cellar and I put this like these slacks on because they're black and it covered my skin. And I put this like dark cloak on. It's like a replica Snape coat from Harry Potter. Like, and so I had like a shirt on, a cloak, these pants, and I was down in this like enclosed cellar with like 30 candles lit and it was hot. It was really, really hot. I felt like I was sitting in an oven and a lot of like um the production side of things or whatever, like you have to shoot like multiple angles of video. So and I messed up once. And so even though it was like a minute, the video is a little over a minute long. I had to be down there for like 45 minutes. And so like I was shooting like B roll for it. And like I was even doing stuff like to make the flames move. I was I set the pedal up and I arranged the candles around the pedal, and then I started filming, and then I was constantly through the video blowing on the candles just slightly to make the flames waver a little bit. And so like it was this whole thing for this video shoot, and I was sweating like a hog by the time I was done.
Like a hog.
For real, dude.
Do hogs sweat?
I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe not, actually. Maybe I think that's why they use mud to keep cool, right?
Yeah, but the term is sweat like a pig.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe
Who knows? All I know is bacon is good for me. But yeah, I mean, it turned out pretty good for what it is. And oh yeah, when I had the pedal arranged with the candles around it, I was blowing on the flames. I had to be careful because I had to start the video over. Like that was one of the hardest parts of filming it, because when I was blowing on the candles to make the flames move, I blew a couple of them out like 3 different times. Like I'd get like 30 seconds in to the recording the video and I would blow too hard and like one of the candles would go out.
Oh well.
And so then I'd have to like stop it, relight the candles and keep going. And so like some of them were more melted than others and it was a whole thing.
Should have just used your hand and went.
Yeah, like but I didn't want it to make the video shaky. Like if I was to like flick my hand, I was worried that it would make my other hand like move ever so slightly and make the video shake. So like I was just like I had the video right below my mouth and I was just like blowing very lightly in the general direction of the candles and it sucked. Like I was lightheaded.
We should have got like a video of them all blowing out at once and like the smoke rising.
Yeah, I tried to do that. But I can't remember why I couldn't get it to be right. Or maybe I did it and I couldn't see the smoke because it was so dark in there, like after the candles had blown out. I'm pretty sure that was it. Like once the candles were blown out, you couldn't see the smoke anymore. Because for those shots, I was just using the candles and not the ring light. And I don't know.
But we learned a lot through that experience. So we know how to fix it in the future. We do know that editing videos, we can change like the effect, I guess, on the video. So we could lighten it up, darken it, change the color scheme of it, like all those things, bring out purples, bring out blues, those kind of things we can do in editing software. So yeah, we've learned a lot
Yeah, for sure.
through that process.
It's just like we kind of talked about it and like decided not to worry about the quality of it too much this time because like if this were like a modern metal pedal for like prog players and stuff, like I would be very worried about the quality of everything because it needs to be crisp and clear and like whatever. But like because it's kind of a doomy thing, I was like, I think we can get away with it. And yeah, I'm decently satisfied with it. So that'll be coming out probably in the next week or two, I would imagine. And it's less of an informational thing this time. Like we already have like the demo video where you can watch that and watch us turn the knobs and hear the differences in the settings, and it kind of explains what each thing does. This is kind of a commercial
It's
essentially.
like, here's a featured Doom style song, um, and here's some flash changes. Like, here's the pedal, here's the playing, here's something it can do. Blah blah blah. It goes back and forth so many times. So like, it's definitely more of like an attention grabbing commercial style video rather than a demo.
Yeah, I really don't like the word commercial, but like all in all, like that's what it is.
Advertisement.
I don't like that either, but it is. That's what they are.
Mm,
It's like it's trying to convince people this is cool.
I don't like those words either, but
Me,
there's
yeah.
there's really no other way to explain it.
No, there's not. There's really not. But it's like a short video to just say this is what it sounds like. This is the solution that it provides to whatever problem you're having. And like if you're having problems getting a crushing doomy distortion tone, the squid can hook you up with that. And we prove that through the use of the pedal in the video. So
Hmm.
like that was pretty much the goal, like less informational and more like listen to how cool this sounds. This is what it can do for you. And here, yeah, like the whole time you can like see the video. I mean, see the pedal. You can listen to the pedal, and then make your mind up. You can make a decision on whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Speaking of, if you're not interested in Doom pedals, we have the Shark.
yeah,
The Shark is definitely fits more of uh like a more traditional rock and roll metal bluesy vibe. Like it can get into any of those situations, and so it's like the the squid can get full on grinding distortion and like really like saturate your signal with a lot of fuzziness. And then the Shark can be a lighter thing that you use for anything else.
yeah, exactly. Like it does light overdrives and does like a really nice sounding heavy distortion too. It's it can pretty much do it all.
Yeah.
Um we're going to make a video for the Shark fairly soon too, and that one's going to be more of like like a studio setting type thing. You're going to be able to see like in the room that I do my recordings in and blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
we have two different videos we got to make for the
Oh
Shark.
yeah.
Yes, we still haven't put out a demo for it.
That's true.
The demo for the Shark, and then the similar to the video that we're about to put out for the Squid, but for the Shark.
Right.
Um, Add video.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's all going to be cool. I'm really excited for it all, but I'm also ready to get it out of the way. Like without a whole production team, these kinds of things really take a lot of time and effort. And a lot of the time, I'm shooting the video, recording the music and everything, editing by myself, and it's not the most fun part of the job. It's a necessary part, and the results are always really cool and fun, but it's not really the part of it that I love. So, uh, yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to get some more people on the team eventually to do our video editing and stuff. And I don't really want to like outsource it. Like I don't want to pay someone who's not involved with TA pedals. Like I want a dedicated person to like be our editor,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll happen eventually. But for now, it's up to us, I guess.
Yeah, and it's not stuff that we can't do. It's
Right.
just stuff that it's hard for us to get to when we have so much other stuff to do.
Yep. We both got kids and jobs and whatever.
I mean, we have
And
our own, like two people running this kind of situation. It's hard.
on the other hand, with two people running it, you know that whenever you contact us, you're going to get in touch with the, one of us, me or Stefan. And so that's like you're not talking to someone who's so distant from your interest that you feel like you're going to be talking to someone who doesn't care about what you're dealing with or whatever. And we can like be friends still, like
Hmm.
we can be friends with our customers and provide good customer service and suggestions. And if you have a problem with anything or have a question, like you can reach out and you'll be able to talk to us directly. And so like there's pros and cons to it all. But yeah, I like being creative, and sometimes uh some of the less fun stuff stifles that a little bit. And but it's also, I think, very interesting to be in this position. Like I appreciate the stage of the business we're in right now.
Yeah,
But the fun stuff will come. So
It's joke time.
it's joke time.
what do giants and prostitutes have in common?
What?
They both grind bones to make their bread. So wrong.
It's true though.
That is true. So, have you seen the images from the James Webb telescope, or is it James Webb? Is that what it is?
I think so. I don't know. The new one.
Yeah, the new telescope.
The new one.
Oh, my keyboard's in French. I'm having trouble googling things.
Your keyboard's still in French.
Yeah, it's James Webb.
I keep mine in French too.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird, but I do it. Do it anyway.
I can't speak for you because you already know, but I've been learning some French, and speaking French is difficult.
It is.
There's a lot of sounds that I have never made before when talking.
I've never made that sound before.
But yeah, the telescope thing. You've seen those images?
I've seen some of them.
Did you see like the big one that shows like all the galaxies
Yes,
and
I've
stuff?
seen that one.
It's
not far off from the original galaxy picture from the Hubble one.
right.
It's similar.
Yeah, it's much higher quality.
Yeah.
And like it's able to, I guess, like provide a better sense of what everything looks like using infrared light. But yeah, I mean, what's crazy is that those two satellites can take a picture of space in the same place, and all of those things line up perfectly. Like it's just confirmation that like we were looking at the right area of space. And I read that this is what I wanted to get to. It kind of the reason I'm asking you about these images. They said that the area of that image in the night sky as viewed from Earth is about the size of a grain of sand if you were to hold it up at arm's length to the sky. That's the area that image covers.
I can believe it.
Crazy.
I can believe that.
There's so many galaxies in that picture, and that means there's so many stars and so many planets, and I mean, I just can't fathom it.
I'm curious to why they're taking pictures of stuff they've already taken pictures of.
I guess just higher resolution.
Can't we we're looking in one direction? Why aren't we looking in the other direction? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
That's,
and I heard the new telescope is stationary. Like it doesn't orbit the Earth. It's in a spot where it doesn't move.
wait, I'm confused. I thought that
Like the Hubble telescope orbits Earth.
it does.
I believe so.
I
But
thought
the
that
new
they were
one-
launched out into space and then send images back to Earth.
I don't I don't know for sure, but I'm telling you like what I remember of what I read.
Okay.
And it said that the new telescope is in a position right outside of Earth's orbital range, to where it can stay in one spot, but it still moves. Like it orbits the sun in the same path of the Earth, but it doesn't orbit the Earth itself.
That's interesting.
It's like, yeah, it's weird. But you know, lots of people write random things on the internet, and it could be wrong.
I'm just curious because like that would be crazy and change my understanding of like what's happening. Um. Okay, this is from NASA. It says the James Webb Space Telescope will not be in orbit around the Earth like the Hubble Space Telescope is.
Yeah,
It will actually orbit the Sun 1.5 million kilometers away from the Earth at what is called the second Lagrange point, or L2. What is special about this orbit is that it lets the telescope stay in line with the Earth as it moves around the Sun.
yeah.
This allows the satellite's large sun shield to protect the telescope from light and heat of the Sun and Earth and Moon.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the Hubble is in orbit of the Earth, and the new telescope is in orbit with the Earth.
yeah,
That's crazy.
that is insane. That just changed my entire understanding of those telescopes because for some reason, and I have no idea why, I thought that they were launched out into space like probes.
Yeah.
And then they sent images back as they traveled through space. Because space is so empty. Like, I was listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about that. Like, how you could travel nearly infinitely through space and never come into contact with anything because that's how empty space is. Everything is so spread out until you reach, like, a body with gravity that's pulled things together, which is, like, millions of miles or whatever. So I thought that we were launching these telescopes out into space and then receiving the images back.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the images we're getting are still absolutely insane, but I wonder what it would look like the images of, Jupiter that we just got. I wonder what it would look like if the telescope was traveling through space towards Jupiter and passed by it and got pictures.
I would love for us to be able to do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like send out a probe camera that goes to a specific location and takes very high quality pictures of surfaces of things and stuff like that. I think that would be really cool.
Right?
I would love to see we can take pictures of planets all day long, but what does the surfaces of those planets look like?
Right, exactly.
And we know what the surface of Venus looks like,
We do?
and we know what the surface of Mars looks like.
Yes.
Yes, Venus kind of looks like Arizona.
That makes sense.
It kind of looks like Arizona, like in the canyony parts of Arizona. But like the atmosphere is kind of red. I don't know if that's because of the cameras that they were using had a red tint, or if the atmosphere was actually like red.
Right.
The atmosphere itself is actually red.
Hmm.
It's really like those are the pictures I've seen, and
That's so cool.
it looks like when I was a kid and traveling through Arizona, and you go across those parts where you have all those rocky, canyony, mountain-looking things, but they're not really mountains. They're canyons. Like
Right.
there used to be water, and it has decayed to where now there's no water and it's flat land to drive across. But those canyons of where that water used to be are still there.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. And that's what Venus looks like.
Okay. Yeah, I had no idea. I've never seen any pictures of the surface of Venus at
Yeah.
all. Mars looks desolate, dude. It looks like there's nothing
It,
there
yeah,
at
it
all.
looks like it looks like it looks like a desert, but at the same time it's frozen.
Yeah, and
It's like a frozen desert.
it's all rust. It's iron oxide. That's why it's red.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of crazy to think about. That it's just like it's like sand made out of rust.
Man, we should just blow up Mars and take all the iron out of it.
I've read that. Speaking of blowing it up, I've read that like in order to terraform Mars, you would need to like potentially, if there are frozen caps of water on at each of the poles, you would send nuclear bombs to each of the poles and blow it up into the atmosphere. And then I'm not smart
Can't
enough
we-
to know why.
Okay, so I have a just a quick little side note for that. Okay. Why would we potentially destroy something that we're planning on moving to? First thing, okay. And second thing, why wouldn't we just like install a bunch of rods all over Mars and like send out electrical current into those rods, and then that the earth will receive it because it's iron, right? And iron is
Okay, so the first thing, it, a nuclear bomb wouldn't necessarily like one nuclear bomb or whatever wouldn't at the poles wouldn't destroy the planet. Just like I don't know how many nukes we've set off on Earth, but like it didn't destroy the planet.
no.
And so, and again, I'm not smart enough to know why that would be a good choice. But that's just something they've talked about that could work to, I think, blow a massive amount of liquid water into the atmosphere. But past that, I don't know. The second thing, I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you talking about transmitting iron to Earth from Mars using
No,
magnets?
I'm saying okay. So iron is a conductor of electricity.
Mm-hmm.
The surface of Mars is filled with iron, correct?
Iron oxide. It's not the same.
But is it
I'm not sure if it's conductive.
okay? Well, if let's say that it is,
Okay.
because it's iron, right?
Yeah.
If we put metal rods into the ground and then send electrical current through those rods into the surface, wouldn't it heat up the surface enough to, evaporate some of that water?
Probably not, because it's a massive planet and you would need a lot of rods. Like, can you imagine how much iron it would cost us to cover all of Mars with iron rods?
Well, we have copper.
This also says, I just looked it up. Rust is a poor conductor of electricity because it is an ionic compound in which the ions are not free to move.
Okay.
So it's not conductive. But I mean, it was a good idea. If we had unlimited iron,
If it
unlimited
wasn't
electricity,
if we could go back in time 100 million years where that iron wasn't rusted yet, maybe, right?
yeah, maybe. But also something I just thought about was like, if it's iron oxide, that means it's is iron oxide Fe2? Like, or I mean, I'm sorry, FeO2. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Point is, there's oxygen bonded with all the iron.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah, so I wonder if there's a way through like
Well, I mean, if
electrolysis or something to separate it, get oxygen in the air.
I mean, that could work too, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just worried about, so like if we send nukes to the caps, and the what?
Oh, I just looked up the formula for iron oxide. It's Fe2O3.
Okay,
So there's three.
there's 3 oxygens per
Two irons.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, if we send nukes to the caps, the radiation from the nukes would transmit through everything that gets sent to the atmosphere in order to turn into rain, which would then rain down radioactive material all over the planet.
yeah, probably. I don't know why. People have said that's a good idea. I think it was Elon Musk who said it was a good idea.
It's a good idea if we have a way to reduce that radiation, over time before we decide to actually travel to the planet. But they're wanting to do this pretty soon,
Yeah, I don't know.
There's people that are planning on being able to live on Mars, within the next 100 years.
Yeah.
So that doesn't seem like a solution to me.
Yeah, there's so many like people speculating about when we'll be able to colonize Mars and stuff. Like some people have said, it'll be 40 years, 50 years, 100 years, 200 years, 1,000 years. I don't know at this point I don't know what a realistic timeline looks like at all. It's I'm too dumb to speculate based on my knowledge. I just have to go off of like what the smart people tell me.
Literally the only thing that Mars needs is plants.
Yeah, but how are they going to survive in iron oxide?
I mean, we set up a bunch of greenhouses all over the planet. And when those, when they get to a certain point, we can compost them and turn them into soil that we spread out. And, it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
But if we're gradually like putting soil over the top surface of the planet, and planting trees, then eventually, you get little spots of where you can have oxygen, and eventually that'll warm up the planet enough to where it becomes livable.
Have you seen The Martian with Matt
Yeah.
Damon? Dude, when he grows those poop potatoes, I was like, that's pretty smart though.
He loved them poop potatoes.
Yeah, he did. I mean, that was such a good movie.
Like literally, like he did the smartest thing he could do to survive as long as he did. And he probably could have survived even longer if he wanted to, but he was ready to go.
Yeah.
And that's a very interesting film. But yeah, those are things that can happen.
Yeah.
Like you can do those things. And like I've seen a movie where someone went to Mars and there was an astronaut that had already been stranded there, and he had plants growing around his ship, and that gave him enough oxygen to be able to live without oxygen on his ship. You know what I'm saying? But I don't view that as like scientifically correct.
No, because
I don't
of equilibrium.
Yeah, but like at the same time, like if we were to set up places that could grow plants, periodically throughout the planet,
Mhm.
and then expand it slowly, then eventually, we get to a point where we can stand outside in the atmosphere and be able to breathe in regular oxygen.
But I wonder, how much, like you're talking about bringing dirt to Mars and covering the surface of Mars with Earth dirt,
No, not exactly.
or like,
I mean, you would bring enough to hold, like you would set up like greenhouses, and you would bring enough soil with you to like keep the plants that you bring with you. But then like when a plant gets so big, you can grind it down and turn it into new soil, and then that's what you would use.
Well, it wouldn't be soil; it would be decomposed plant matter.
Well, I mean, yeah,
But I mean, which would help. I mean that you know plants need that too or whatever. But like it wouldn't be soil, and plants need soil.
Yeah.
So like we'd have to get it from somewhere. Like we should shave the top layer of dirt off of the earth and shrink it down a little bit. It's like
vacuum seal it.
vacuum seal it, send it to Mars. You know what we could do? We could just like take big chunks of dirt and blast them off
If we only
towards
had
Mars, and then you put them in a capsule that when it hits the Mars surface, it just explodes open.
If we only had a planet that was literally just dirt in a cylinder form, and we could just explode that and then ship it, and then like let it fall onto Mars.
Yeah,
surface.
exactly.
Yeah, that'd be the perfect scenario.
Yeah, we can. I'm telling you, man. I think I'm onto something. We just take cubes of dirt and put rockets. Like we wrap it up.
There's literally factories that have just mountains of dirt.
Yeah. So we could
We're not
put
using
it in a
them.
compressed cube, like not too compressed, but compressed, and then
We can
have a biodegradable wrapping on it, and then put rockets on it, shoot it towards Mars, and when it impacts, it explodes, and then the dirt falls, and then the wrapper decomposes, and we just keep doing that until Mars is covered
with dirt.
with dirt.
And we could put seeds inside the dirt.
Yeah, you're a genius.
Yes.
You're a genius. Okay, listen, I need some investors. I need some investors. I have another idea too. I need some investors for. You want to hear my idea?
Yeah.
Okay, so scientifically, when we're talking about like wormholes, the way that it would work would be exactly how it works in Monsters Inc. Like if you were to able to put like a wormhole somewhere and touch two parts of space together, bend the fabric of space time to where those 2 points touch. So you could bend a point on Earth and make it meet with a point on Jupiter. Okay. And on Jupiter, we build these storage containers. Okay. So this storage container is built on Jupiter or another planet, whatever, Mars, and you have a portal in your house that's like a door, and you open it and it goes to Jupiter. Okay. You would have infinite, like you could swap out the essentially I'm talking about making a wormhole that you can go through using a door and store your stuff there. And it's like space storage. And then the stuff's not on Earth, and then you just disconnect the portal and put the door somewhere or whatever. And it's like, you got all this stuff in your house. Like or you could say you have all this crap in your house, like you're a hoarder or something, and you're like, I'm ready to change my life. I got to get rid of all this stuff. But like you don't want to take it to the landfill, and it's so much work to like have people come get it and haul it off or whatever. You buy
A trash can wormhole.
a trash can wormhole, and you just push all of it in there, shut the door, and then
No,
throw it away.
It's a trash can with a wormhole in it. You throw it into the trash can and it
it
goes through the
transports it.
Yes.
Okay, yep, okay. So yeah, we need investors. We've got all these ideas.
Yeah. I think we should start with making a wormhole that's like 5 feet first
5 feet.
for testing.
Okay.
Because if we can make 5 feet, then, at least we have somewhere to improve on. Something to improve on instead of trying to do something so drastic all at once.
Right. I guess that's true. But like, how would you know if it worked?
Because you set up a gate and you set up another gate 5 feet away, and you walk through one gate and end up out of the other gate without going through the middle.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
That's not what I thought you meant.
Oh.
My bad.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, I agree with that. And we got to make sure the portal doesn't close when we're on our way through. Or like half of us would be here and half would be there.
Wait, what?
Like say that you were going through the wormhole.
Then why would you go through the wormhole? You just throw your stuff through.
No, I want to go through.
Oh, okay.
We just got to
You
make
need
sure. What if your
yeah,
dog runs
You
through?
need to have an oxygen suit. There's no breathable air.
Well, if the 2 points are close together, you wouldn't pass through space.
What?
If the 2 points, like if point A was connected to point B, there would be no in between.
I know, but once you get to point B, if we're talking about Jupiter,
No, I thought you said 5 feet away.
I know to start, but if we're talking about Jupiter, you gotta have a spacesuit.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just for the testing.
Oh, for the 5 feet.
Yeah, the 5 feet.
Yeah.
But like, what if my dog runs through, and like halfway when it gets through, the portal closes and destabilizes? Then like, what happens?
I think you know what happens.
Poor Bailey.
I think you have a dead dog that's been cut in half by a wormhole.
Poor Bailey. You know I have a dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
You don't ever talk about it.
Yeah, she stays with my mom. And when we moved back from Oklahoma City, we moved into this house. And we're not allowed to have any pets. But we have the cat. And my landlord does know about it. Because I said, hey, I got this cat. And he's like, well, I don't really like people having pets, but you can have her.
It's a cat.
Yeah, it's a cat. I'm like, yeah, she ain't gonna hurt anything. But my German Shepherd is like 100 pounds, and she's pretty destructive. And
They are.
yeah, and she's also she's 3/4 German Shepherd, a quarter lab, and labs are known for being really destructive too. So she's got tendencies. But anyway, that's beside the point. She stays with my mom and dad at their house out in the country. So yeah. That it for this episode?
Are we running at an hour?
It's like 52 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's end it. Invest in us.
We have tons of ideas. They're great ideas. You won't be disappointed.
I know wormholes seems like a far-fetched idea, but we're on the verge.
Listen, we make guitar pedals. I think we can handle a couple wormholes. It's not that much different. Surely, anyway. We'll figure it out. We just got to put our minds to it. Well, thank you guys for listening to this episode. We will be more structured next episode and have cool things to talk about. And it's going to be so fun. You don't want to miss it. Come back to Spotify or SoundCloud or wherever you listen to us next week for more all things TA pedals. And we're out.
Bye. Bye.